to coordinate response to the economic crisis. Indeed, the G7, Illuminati, grouping of nations has already begun this process. These are just a few of the benefits to the agenda from the death and destruction in New York and Washington that was, I repeat, coordinated by forces within U.S. borders. Those responsible are possessed by non-human entities and have no regard for human life any more than most humans have regard for the death and suffering of cattle. The reptilian mind has an undeveloped emotional level and therefore there is no emotional consequence for them no matter to what depths of horror and depravity they may sink. You only had to watch the emotionless, going through the motions, reading the script, responses of George W. Bush and Tony Blair, the UK Prime Minister, in the face of such immense suffering to see an example of this. It was in the class of the Queen of England after the murder of Princess Diana. At least Reagan was a professional actor. Bush and Blair wouldn't get in a school play. Did George W. Bush know that these devastating disasters were going to happen that day? What do you think? Did Tony Blair? What do you think? But even they are only pawns in a game controlled by far greater powers and they are as expendable as anyone once they have served their purpose. Personally I would not be surprised in the least if Bush was sacrificed eventually to advance the global terrorism scenario, and perhaps someone very close to Blair also. And, of course, if Bush does go, the new president would be the serial killer, Dick Cheney. See the biggest secret? The stakes are going to be stacked very high indeed from this point because the final push to global fascism has begun. The world will never be the same again, that's true, but within every danger there is opportunity. And for those of us, the vast majority, who seek peace not conflict, freedom for all, not dictatorship by the few, now have to look ourselves in the mirror and ask what we are going to do to stop these lunatics from taking over their asylum. Complaining is not good enough anymore. Running is no longer an option because soon there will be nowhere to run. It is time to lift the ass, that's us or Bush to Americans, from the chair and let's stop sitting down and taking this shit. People can bombard the radio phone-ins with another version of reality. And when they cut you off, get back again and again, tell everyone you know where they can get information to give them another fix on what is really happening. Send us and other articles on these subjects to everyone you know through email, fax, or post. Organize peaceful protests against the fascist state whenever freedoms are threatened. Get people together at meetings to discuss and assimilate information the media will not tell you. Lose fear and be irreverent in the face of this arrogant dictatorship. IT can only survive if we are frightened of IT and intimidated by IT. There is so much we can do if only we first decide that we want to dedicate our lives to this with an unbreakable determination that will not concede to any level of intimidation or consequences. The dragon is nothing like as powerful as they want us to believe it is. Come on, what are we waiting for? Let's go. Remember, no fear. David